Hello and welcome back to another video. It's me, Krashy, and today, doing my first commentary video going into Overwatch again. Now, obviously, I've been playing Overwatch since launch, but really kind of diving back into it. It's definitely my favorite game at the moment. I own 3 accounts. I play it across PC. I have 2 accounts for PC and 1 account for Xbox. Current rating is like 3,100, 3K on Xbox, and then I'm leveling on my Smurf account on PC. So really looking forward to getting back into Overwatch a little bit more seriously and just having more fun with it. Obviously, since I last played, there have been a lot of changes, and I wanted to do a video like this because it's something that I don't think gets done for Overwatch, and there's a good reason for it. But that said, let me go ahead and explain. So you're looking at an Overwatch tier list, and what this tier list does is it's going to break down the different heroes in the game according to how strong they are. Now, everybody knows that what a metagame is, and essentially metagame is derived from people, teams, players finding the best way to win, and this is kind of my version of that in a way, in tier list form. So first off, let me say that this is subjective. It is all my opinion. I'm doing this solely from a solo, duo, queue perspective on ranking. This has nothing to do with the professional scene, particularly has nothing to do with team play. So I'm really focusing on the fact that if you get on Overwatch, you queue up by yourself, this is what's going to be a strong resource for you to find out who to play and to know who is strong. So let me get into this, going ahead and just jump straight into it, because that's what I want to talk about. S tier. S tier is your highest tier, your god tier. It is the strongest heroes in the game, and these are the reasons I put these 3. So Roadhog, I have him in the first seat, which doesn't really matter, but I am going to just go ahead and go through order. Roadhog in the front seat because he is just the most OP hero in the game, and even after the changes to Roadhog currently, he is just the most efficient tank damage dealer. He just breathes efficiency. He has, one shot potential. He has hook gib potential. He can heal himself. He's tanky. He just does everything. He does everything a team needs, and there's almost no reason not to have him. Reinhardt, the same thing essentially. He is a team wall. I mean, you want to have him in most cases in the game. And the same goes for Ana. She's just the healer. She has an amazing ultimate that turns team fights. She has a lot of damage output. She has a ton of solo healing output potential. She has the healing nade and the debuff nade, and she's just, by all means, hands down the best support in the game right now in terms of healing. So one thing I do want to say about the tier list, and this is something I want to go down, and it's kind of interpreted, or I don't know, it's my interpretation of the game right now, is that each tier has like oh man, I don't even know what the word is. Each tier has how often you would see these characters type of level to it. So S tier is, I think you will see these heroes in almost every single game. And if you don't have these heroes, you should strive to learn them and play them, so that way you can bring them to your team if you're playing Overwatch. A tier is going to be you will probably see these heroes. You will most likely see these heroes. Like, they will be in the game, but they're not as strong as S tier kind of level. So Winston, he's an amazing tank. I actually struggled with putting him between A and B tier, but he's still a very strong tank. He's more of a counter pick hero, but he's definitely got a solid usage to him. Zarya, she's insane. She does ridiculous damage, has the best teamfight ultimate in the game. She has a shield for herself, a shield for her enemy, or for an ally, and so she's just all around amazing. So I'm going to kind of couple these next 2 together because the way I view them, they're very similar. Lucio and Zenyatta are amazing healers. Now, Lucio is more of an AoE healer, so you'll probably see him more than Zenyatta if you had to pick between having him and Ana, or Ana and Zenyatta. So there's, it's really just kind of up to preference at that point. But they both have amazing support ultimates, and then instead of speed, Zenyatta will bring a kind of the damage buff. So Soldier 76, the one offense hero, the one DPS player hero, really, to make it above B tier because he's just, again, he's like Roadhog. He does it all. He can heal himself. He can position amazingly. He's very safe because you can run. He has amazing damage output. He's, like I said, he's just consistent. He's the best offense hero in the game. Now, B tier, and this is by the nature of Overwatch, B tier is where the majority of heroes will always be because this game is so rock, paper, scissors. So a lot of these picks, they're all good, but they're so niche, or they're so counter pick potential picks that you really can't put them higher or lower. And I struggled with a few of them because it really depends on your game type as well. So again, there are more factors than just what you're looking at here. But again, this is my solo queue perspective on how the tiering works. Now, D.Va did get a decent nerf to herself. I don't see her as the best tank, and since you'll probably only have 2 or 3 tanks on a team at a time, she falls to B tier. Still an amazing ultimate, still amazing hero. Genji Tracer, amazing flankers. Tracer has a lot of viability in King of the Hill, so you may see her more in games like that. But in other game types, again, tanks are pretty strong. Soldier 76 is really strong. So this pretty much goes for all the DPS picks here. Genji, Tracer, kind of excluded because they're flankers. But more or less, yeah, you're not going to see these DPS as much. So Reaper, counter pick to tanks. You'll probably see him some, but people really just don't play that much Reaper. I mean, he's good. He's definitely a counter pick to Roadhog, Winston, a little bit of Zarya, you know, after you can kind of bait out her shield, and Reinhardt if you can get in close enough to do that damage. So he's strong. He's just a little slow, and he's not as relevant since the change to Nano Boost. So McCree, you know, I love me some McCree, but he's just not as good as he used to be. I mean, he's a straight shooter. He's got, you know, good damage output, but his ultimate kind of is just useless now. It's really not great. Now, Mei, she's really niche, and she's really, really strong because she can stall. You pretty much will always see a Mei, but she falls to B because of her position. She's not someone that you just pick right out of the gate. You don't really need her because she's not one of the tanks, and she's not a hit scan DPS, so you don't play her as often, but she's amazing. She's insane. And Pharah, same thing goes with her. The problem with Pharah right now, and she's amazing, is just that Soldier 76 is so damn strong. So if I had to put one of the DPS up there, it would either be her or Genji, so up to A tier. So she's really, really strong. I mean, you can still do some ridiculous damage if you're a disgusting Pharah player, so definitely keep your eye on Pharah. But nonetheless, she does fall down to B tier for me. Mercy Symmetra, well, I guess I should just talk Mercy. She's so not as good as the other healers. She's so strong. She can heal a ton. The potential for her ultimate is amazing, but in solo queue, you really don't get those coordinated Mercy res plays as often. I don't know. I've seen some amazing Mercy players in some of my games, but I think whenever I'm playing the game, it's a little safer to have any of the other 3 healers listed above. And again, I've won games because of Mercy and the potential that she brings and the healing that she does, but I just don't see it as much. She's just not as good as the other healers in my opinion. So Symmetra, Torbjorn, they're just so niche. I think Symmetra is better than Torbjorn in the usability of herself, because she's definitely strong at some of those first point defenses, but Torbjorn, he pretty much needs her in a sense. So Symmetra, Torbjorn, just really niche. That's why they're sitting at B tier. Now, C tier is the ones, it's like you might see them, you really don't need them, but they could have some usage. Now, Junkrat, the thing about Junkrat is that he's not very great in tank meta anyways, and his DPS is inconsistent. He has a cool ultimate, but honestly, it's not even that hard to kill. And just ultimately, he's kind of one of these defense heroes that finds himself in a weird spot. He just really doesn't do that much. Even though he's strong, you know, even though he does good damage, he's just not that great. And Sombra, I'm just not sure if she just still needs buffs, because I think she does, or if she just hasn't been tapped into. The amount of time it takes to get her ultimate is ridiculously short, so that's cool, but I just don't see it there for her yet. And unfortunately, Widowmaker, her pick potential is awesome. You may see her come out on some first point attacks and try to get a quick headshot, but ultimately you just don't really need a Widowmaker on the team. So sadly, D tier, the people you probably shouldn't see, the people you probably won't see much, Hanzo, Bastion, they really just don't have much of a place. Hanzo just, He's a worse Widowmaker with a better ultimate. You could combo with Zarya ult, but you really don't see it happen that much because he can just get abused otherwise. And Bastion, he's just a cheese hero until we get some relevant changes, but there might be some of that on the PTR coming up. So definitely when more news on stuff like that comes out, I'll be trying to post a video on it. But again, my perspective of the current tiers, kind of what I think about each hero. Obviously, like I said, B tier is just reeking with counter potential and amazing potential out of those heroes. So now you kind of have an idea of what heroes you might want to learn. Look at B tier up. Take a look at some of those. A tier up, you can make a full team comp out of that, and you'd be absolutely fine. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. This is a very different video. I used to do tier lists like this for different games in the past, and it's something I was really happy just for myself to bring back. But I just want to do more for Overwatch. I'm really enjoying it. I hope I can get you guys there with me as well. Hopefully Overwatch is well received here on my channel. But nonetheless, this has been my version of the solo queue tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please do not leave without leaving a like, and I'll see you guys for the next one.